the gilded gates of Sandringham stand sentinel, usually adorned with festive wreaths, symbols of a royal Christmas steeped in tradition. This year, however, something feels different. The chill in the Norfolk air is sharper, the anticipation muted, and the whispers are deafening. Because this year, the carefully constructed facade of royal unity has a gaping hole, a void where Prince Andrew should be, but he isn't. Christmas at Sandringham is more than just a family gathering. It's a meticulously orchestrated performance, a visual narrative broadcast to the world. Every photograph, every walk to church, every forced smile is a calculated move in the ongoing chess game of public perception. And Andrew, once a key player, has been relegated to the sidelines, banished from the board. He's not at the pre-Christmas lunch at Buckingham Palace, a gathering of the Windsor clan that serves as a prelude to the main event. He won't be participating in the Boxing Day shoot, the annual ritual that sees the royals stalking pheasants across the frosty fields. He is, in essence, persona non grata. But the real sting, the twist of the knife, comes not from his exclusion from the grand Sandringham spectacle, but from the apparent distancing of his own daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. The bond between a parent and child, especially in the face of adversity, is supposed to be unbreakable. But in the rarefied world of royalty, even familial ties are subject to the ruthless calculus of reputation management. Beatrice, caught between loyalty to her father and the need to protect her own image, has reportedly chosen a third path, a skiing holiday far from the drama unfolding at Royal Lodge in Sandringham. It's a move that speaks volumes, a silent scream of self-preservation. One can only imagine the internal turmoil, the agonizing weighing of options. Does she stand by her father, knowing the potential repercussions for her own standing? Or does she prioritize her own well-being, effectively abandoning him to his fate? The decision to escape to the slopes, to surround herself with friends and the glittering distraction of a luxury vacation is perhaps the most telling indictment of Andrew's current predicament. It suggests a level of toxicity so potent that even his own daughter feels the need to shield herself from its effects. Eugenie, meanwhile, appears to be treading a more cautious path. She attended the pre-Christmas lunch at Buckingham Palace, a gesture interpreted as a show of support for King Charles and Prince William, a tacit acknowledgement of their efforts to steer the monarchy through these turbulent times. But her own Christmas plans remain shrouded in mystery. Has she visited Royal Lodge? Is she spending time with her father in private? The silence is deafening. Royal Lodge itself, the sprawling Windsor residence that has been Andrew's home for nearly 2 decades, stands as a stark symbol of his decline. The lease is up, the packing boxes are piling up, and the atmosphere is thick with the ghosts of happier times. The absence of Christmas decorations, the lack of festive cheer, speaks volumes about the mood within those once grand walls. It's a house haunted by scandal, a place where the weight of past mistakes hangs heavy in the air. The familiar wreaths are missing from the gates, the usual Christmas tree unlit. These details, seemingly insignificant, are in the royal world loaded with meaning. Andrew, once a central figure in the royal narrative, is now a pariah, a cautionary tale whispered in hushed tones. His isolation is not merely physical. It's a profound sense of being adrift, abandoned by the institution he once served, and perhaps even by those closest to him. The image of Andrew, alone in Windsor Great Park, wrapped against the biting wind, is almost too perfect, too symbolic. A fallen prince, exiled from the warmth of the royal hearth, a solitary rider in a landscape that once felt like his personal domain. It's a picture the palace spin doctors must have dreaded, yet perhaps, on some level, they orchestrated. A controlled leak, a visual message carefully calibrated to reinforce the narrative. Andrew is alone. Andrew is paying the price. And what of Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, his longtime confidant and, by all accounts, an integral part of his life, even after divorce? The reports suggest even that bond is fraying. The woman who always seemed to find a way to bounce back, to reinvent herself, to navigate the treacherous currents of royal life with a mixture of audacity and charm, is now said to be seeking her own separate accommodation. Is this the final nail in the coffin of their unconventional domestic arrangement, or is it another strategic move, a calculated distancing designed to salvage her own reputation? There's a grim irony in the fact that Royal Lodge, the very place that once symbolized Andrew's status and privilege, is now becoming a prison of sorts, The lavish residence, a gift from the queen, now feels like a gilded cage, a constant reminder of what he has lost. The packing boxes aren't just filled with possession. They are filled with memories, with regrets, with the shattered remnants of a life that once seemed destined for greatness. Biographer Andrew Lai suggests a final gathering, a farewell of sorts, a last hurrah at Royal Lodge before the doors close for good. Loyal friends, those who haven't deserted him in his hour of need, may gather for a final toast, a melancholic farewell to a chapter that has come to a bitter end. But others paint a far bleaker picture. Andrew, alone with his television, retreating further into himself, a recluse in a house that no longer feels like home. Sarah, ever the pragmatist, is likely attempting to inject some semblance of festive cheer into the proceedings, perhaps over-decorating, inviting guests, determined to defy the gloom. But even her legendary resilience must be tested by the weight of the situation. Is she plotting her next move, strategizing her escape from the wreckage? Or is she simply clinging to the hope that somehow, some way, things can be salvaged? The truth is, this Christmas, the royal family is sending a clear, unmistakable message. Andrew is out. He is no longer part of the public face of the monarchy. And his daughters, caught in the crossfire, are doing their best to navigate a minefield of conflicting loyalties and public scrutiny. The question remains, can Andrew ever find his way back into the royal fold? Is this isolation a temporary punishment, a period of penance, or is it a permanent exile? The answer, it seems, lies not just in the hands of the royal family, but in Andrew's own ability to confront his past, to accept responsibility for his actions, and to somehow, against all odds, begin to rebuild his shattered reputation. But as the snow falls on Sandringham, and the carefully curated images of royal unity are beamed around the world, one thing is certain. This Christmas, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is a man alone. The ruthlessness of Prince William, honed by years of navigating the viper pit of royal life, is on full display. The Duchess of Kent's funeral, a somber occasion, apparently served as a stark reminder of Andrew's capacity to make everyone profoundly uncomfortable. William, the future king, has drawn a line in the Sandringham snow. Andrew is not welcome at the Monopoly table, a metaphor dripping with disdain. The image of Beatrice carving down a Swiss Alp seems almost cruelly apt. The crisp mountain air, the blinding white snow, a stark contrast to the murky shadows enveloping her father. She's chosen escape, a temporary reprieve from the agonizing choice between family loyalty and self-preservation. Who can blame her? To stand beside Andrew is to risk being tainted by association, to become collateral damage in his self-inflicted implosion. To stand with the king is to betray her father. Skiing offers a third option, neutrality, a carefully constructed alibi for absence. Eugenie's attendance at the pre-Christmas lunch, a calculated move. A nod to the new regime, a silent pledge of allegiance. She understands the shifting sands of power, the need to align herself with those who hold the keys to the kingdom. But her Christmas plans remain a mystery, a carefully guarded secret. Has she snuck away to Royal Lodge under cover of darkness? Is she offering her father a lifeline, a private moment of solace amidst the public humiliation? Or has she, too, succumbed to the pressure, prioritizing her own future over familial obligation? Katie Nichols' description of the sisters as shell-shocked rings true. Constant contact with their mother, a source of support and guidance in these turbulent times, but deliberate distance from their father, a necessary act of self-preservation. Royal Lodge, once a sanctuary, has become a symbol of decline, a monument to misjudgment. The absence of wreath, the unlit tree, small details that speak volumes about the atmosphere within. The strain between Andrew and Sarah, a heartbreaking development. Their unconventional relationship, a source of fascination and speculation for decades, now teetering on the brink. Separate accommodation, a sign that even their unique bond has been stretched to its breaking point. Sarah, always resourceful, always resilient, now plotting her next move, searching for a way to reinvent herself once again. But even her indomitable spirit must be weary, worn down by the constant drama and the relentless scrutiny. Andrew, alone in his emptying house, the half-packed boxes, a stark reminder of his impending departure. Watching television, a passive observer as the world moves on without him. The institution he once served has turned its back. The family he once belonged to has distanced itself. He is a relic of a bygone era, a symbol of privilege and entitlement in a world that is increasingly unforgiving. The question of his return, a tantalizing prospect. Will the royal family ever find a way to quietly rehabilitate him, to reintegrate him into the fold? Or is this isolation now permanent, a life sentence for his past transgressions? Public support for the monarchy is fragile, particularly among younger generations. The king, acutely aware of this, cannot afford to be seen as condoning Andrew's behavior. Every image matters. Every decision is scrutinized. Including Andrew in the royal Christmas, even in a limited capacity, would be viewed as a betrayal of public trust. So, Andrew remains on the outside, looking in, a ghost haunting the edges of the royal narrative. His daughters, caught in the crossfire, must navigate their own paths, balancing loyalty and self-preservation. Sarah, ever the survivor, will find a way to reinvent herself, to emerge from the wreckage stronger than before. But for Andrew, the future remains uncertain, a bleak landscape of isolation and regret. This Christmas, the message is clear. Some doors, once closed, may never be opened again.